right? And he told us when he was telling that story, he said he used this phrase, catching a crab. And I said, what does that mean? What does catching a crab mean? And he said, that means when, your row gets, or your oar gets stuck in the water or something, right? And we call it catching a crab. Okay, fine. Now, what I try to explain to him is that there's a lot of investigation that he could do and go into about that thing, right? So like, imagine I'm on the boat, I'm the captain of the boat. I hear someone say, caught a crab, right? That means something to me because these are rowers, and catching a crab has a specific, that means something related to their oar. But let's just say Quentin becomes the rower the next day. He shows up. He's never rowed before. He hears someone yell, catching a crab, right? Now, Quentin thinks that any mistake is catching a crab. If the oar slips out of his hand, if the sun hits his eyes, if he just forgets to stroke, and if someone says something to him, he's like, oh, caught a crab, because he doesn't understand the culture of the boat. He doesn't understand the language. He doesn't understand what that means. The point that I made to John is that, if there's issues in the boat and you're trying to illustrate evolution in the boat, how it's getting better and stuff, you could investigate just that phrase, caught a crab. Okay, if I'm John, I'm the captain of the boat now, and I'm saying, you know what? I heard caught a crab like 12 times while we were rowing today. Now, was everyone's problems exactly the same? Are they using that phrase appropriately? Now, if the answer is we don't know, because he's busy rowing, right? Like, he's actually rowing the boat. So now he'd have to brainstorm. Like, if I really wanted to better understand what's happening in my boat, what is the real problem? How are people responding to those problems? Are we using the right terms when we have those problems? You would have to brainstorm solutions to that. So maybe you would videotape. You'd have someone like a drone flying over it. Maybe you would have set up a situation like in a pool where like you guys were like, simulating it. Maybe you would have someone, the person who's sitting right next to the biggest offender, be a little more intentional and aware of what's happening behind them so they can communicate back. Whatever it is, there would be a variety of ways that you would respond to the problem